Hey, what's up, my nerds?
I'm Air Bear.
And I'm Chasen, and you're just in time for your weekly dose of nerd news.
Clink. Today is Saturday, June 17th, and this is what happened this week. We're going to start things off with movies. Sony has released new dates for 2 untitled films. The first one is Untitled Sony/Marvel, and it's going to be coming out November 8th, 2024. And the other one is Untitled Sony/Marvel Live Action. And it's going to be coming out June 27th, 2025, which is going to be the same day as the live action Moana.
Okay.
So there's some speculation about what these can be. Usually when Sony and Marvel team up together, do you know what that means? Yeah. It's going to be something in the Spider-Man universe.
Possibly.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that's what it means.
Right.
It usually is when it's usually, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the things that are coming out in the Marvel or in the Spider-Man universe are Venom 3. There's also the Miles or
Spider-Verse?
yes, Beyond the Spider-Verse,
Mm-hmm.
but that already has a date and it's March.
Titled. Yeah.
And it's also titled. So there's some speculation. And also noticing that the June 27th date is middle of summer and it's a live action. The other one does not specifically say it's a live action, which could mean it's animated. Or it could also mean it's live action. So anyway, some speculation.
Some speculation for you. There you go.
June 27th is a big date.
Summer date. Blockbuster date, potentially.
Blockbuster date.
Yeah.
For a live action, which could be Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland.
Could be.
But yeah.
If Tom Holland will do another one.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey. There you go. Mortal Kombat 2 has some more cast members, and here they are. Shao Kahn, yeah, is going to be played by Martin Ford, sounds like, and King Jared by Desmond Haim. Not sure how to pronounce that. Sorry, Desmond. But there you go. You got a role, so that's good. And Sindel by Anna Thu Nguyen. Anna Thu Nguyen. And Quan Chi by Damon Harriman. I'm pretty sure I knocked that one out of the park. Ford was in Fast 9, The Kingsman, Gold Circle, and The Sandman. And Haim, man, I hope that's how you pronounce it, was in Joyride and The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Wondering who he was in The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'm trying to remember Joyride.
Didn't see
I
that
haven't
one.
seen it, I don't think, but... No, I'm thinking of Baby Driver. So
Yeah, that's what I usually think of too. Oh, no, Joyride. I think that movie hasn't come out yet. I think it's the movie that has a bunch of Asian actresses.
Oh, I think you might be right. Joyride. Yeah.
If it's the movie that... Yep,
okay.
there is.
Yeah, there is, Desmond. All right. Yeah.
I don't know who he was in Winter Soldier.
All right, you guys aren't watching us to Google while we're recording, but apparently he was in Winter Soldier. I think he may have been an agent or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
So Carrie Fisher's final film, Wonderwell, is finally being released after 7 years. They had some issues with FX and like special effects and doing all of that. Carrie Fisher, as a reminder, died back in 2016. The last film that she appeared in at that point was one of the Star Wars movies. Star Wars 6. No, not 6.
No, not 6. It would have been Star Wars, I
7
guess.
or 8. I don't remember.
The Last Jedi.
It had to have been 8 because 7, Harrison Ford's character died.
The Last
Han Solo.
Jedi.
Yes.
The second of the newer trilogies. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway,
she's Princess Leia.
Yes.
For those who don't recognize Carrie Fisher's name.
But she passed away 6 weeks after finishing filming Wonderwell. And Wonderwell is going to be a fantasy adventure that takes place in Italy and also in a magical world. So it sounds like it has a bunch of special effects. Hopefully it's really good. Carrie Fisher played a character named Hazel
Okay.
in the movie.
Cool. Cool. So some news about Deadpool 3. It sounds like Zazie Beetz, who played Domino in Deadpool 2, reports that she's not in Deadpool 3, which actually began filming last month during the writer strike. So things are moving along for Deadpool 3.
But not for Zazie Beetz.
Well, not in Deadpool 3 at least. May hear her name later on. Maybe.
John Wick 5, news for John Wick 5. The producer says that because John Wick 4 did so well, that there's no question that John Wick 5 will be in development. They just don't have a story yet, or haven't figured out what the movie will be about. But they have concerns about oversaturating the IP. So they just want to make sure that they do something that is
Quality.
adding to the story and not just another movie just to have another movie out there.
Right. Makes sense. Very cool. Speaking of new movies, there's a new Batman movie that's sounds like it's in the works. And it's going to be called Batman, the Brave and the Bold. And that is going to be directed by the director of the latest Flash movie. Sounds like DC presidents, James Gunn and Peter Safran. Yeah, there we go. James Gunn and Peter Safran, they saw the Flash and recognized immediately that the director was, one, a visionary, and two, a huge DC fan. So they're excited to get his okay, or his, agreement with doing the new Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold. So it's still a long way from actually entering production. They're still looking for a screenwriter, but sounds like Andy Muschietti, hopefully I'm getting that right. Looks like that's how you would pronounce that. Andy Muschietti, who's the director of the latest Flash movie, has not finished quite yet with hero movies. So
And with
looking forward
DC.
to it. And with DC. So I would say I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
Something I'm not excited about. Live action Bambi. Sarah Polley, who is the award-winning director of Women Walking, which was a screenplay that she adapted into, I think, a film. She is in talks with Disney about being, I guess, a director for live action Bambi. They already have a music person, Casey Musgraves, and they have some people who have started working on the script, Micah Fitzgerald Blue and Noah Harpster. So it looks like this live action Bambi is going to be a thing.
It's moving along.
I mean, of live action movies that do probably need to be remade, I will say that this one is old enough that it could stand to be remade. I hated the original Bambi. Even though, like, when I was little, I used to watch it all the time. I don't really remember much of it. And also when I was little, I would watch anything over and over again. And Bambi was one of them that I would just watch over and over again. But then when I was in college, I watched it with a friend. And we both, like, at one point, we both looked over at each other and we were like, "Are you bored?" "Yeah, I'm bored. I'm falling asleep." And then we ended up watching Up instead, which was
That was a good choice.
1,000 times better. So it could possibly stand to be remade because it is really boring. So yeah, and we'll see how they live action it. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to The Lion King, being that
3D
yeah, like that.
or CGI.
Yeah, CGI animals.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're working with deers and rabbits. What the hell are you gonna do?
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So. Okay. There we go.
Can you imagine if they had live action deer?
I could imagine that.
And
yeah.
they tried to make the deer like move
Like
his
put
mouth
peanut butter in its mouth
or something. I don't know. I didn't get far enough in the movie to even know Bambi talks. Like I was in the very beginning part.
Yeah.
And Bambi hadn't talked at that point. Nobody was talking, and it's like it's the world's most boring movie.
Here?
Like I'm wasting my time.
I could be studying right now. Yeah.
or watching anything else.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, it's boring, so hopefully the live action fixes that. All right, more news from Disney. Hopefully, better news. What you got, Disney? So this is Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, that whole umbrella. There are several movies that are being pushed back and changed as far as release dates.
Is this because of the writer strike?
Sounds like the decision was made in light of the writer strike. So
Okay.
they went ahead and said, hey, we're just going to change some of these dates, some of them, for that reason.
Okay.
But for example, like the new Star Wars movies, this is just an announcement of, hey, there's a Star Wars movie that's going to be coming out in 2026. Not sure if that was pushed back because of the writer's strike, but here we go. Captain America Brave New World is being pushed back 3 months. New date is July 26, 2024. Thunderbolts is being pushed back 5 months with a release date of December 20th, 2024. Blade is being pushed back 5 months. Fantastic Four.
That was one that I knew was, I
Probably
think it
gonna
was
get pushed
in
back.
production.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts and Blade, I remember they were in production during the writer's strike, and they were put on hold because of the writer's strike. I'm surprised it's just 5 months. But it is still a little ways out there.
They still have some time. Yeah. And Blade's going to be coming out February 14th, 2025.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's, yeah. The
Also
14th
during
is-
Black History Month.
Oh, interesting. Maybe they're looking for
Interesting.
another Black Panther effect.
Did that come out during Black History Month?
Yes,
Interesting.
and it was epic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. Okay.
Yeah. Fantastic Four being pushed back 3 months. Avengers Kang Dynasty is being pushed back a whole year. I'm sure in light of the allegations against Mr. Jonathan Majors. And Avengers Secret War is actually being pushed back a year as well. Deadpool 3 is actually being moved up 6 months with the new date of May 3rd, 2024. And it's also spilling over into Pandora. Avatar 3 is going to be pushed back for, let's see, was that a year? A year. So December 25th is going to be that new release date, or release target, I suppose. And Avatar 4 is going to hit theaters in December of 2029. And they've even projected as far as 2031 for Avatar 5. So they've got some plans for Avatar.
Okay.
Yeah. Disney pushbacks.
So, more Disney news. Disney has a trailer out for a new movie called Elio. I think it's Elio. It will be coming out March 1st to 2024. It is directed by Adrian Molina, who was also the screenwriter and co-director for Coco. It has a brown lead, similar to Coco.
Okay.
But it's not as flavorful as Coco. Like, this one takes place outside of this world. So, yeah, it looks really interesting.
Okay.
I'm hoping it does better than some of the other things that Disney has been putting out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, The Flash opening 3 days so far. It's a little bit below the predicted numbers, but still strong numbers. It's coming in at $60 million. The predicted was about 75 million, 75 million. And yeah, so still pretty strong weekend. And they're thinking that, hey, maybe some of the causes for the less than stellar performance was, I mean, of course, some of the legal troubles following Ezra Miller. And there were no late night TV spots, sounds like, and
Because of the writer's strike.
because of the writer strike, and cast was not available to do press conferences and do all of the marketing that you'd want to do for a movie like this. But yeah.
Yeah. Also, Elemental has not done as well as predicted. It was estimated to do 30 million box office for its 3-day opening weekend, and so far it's only done 11.8 million. It had not great reviews that could have possibly
Deterred people.
from going, or caused people to go see something else instead of going to see Elemental. Yeah. I still want to see it. I mean, because I saw the previews and I thought it looked cool and funny. I did also think, did we already see this movie? Like, have we already seen it in Inside Out? Maybe. Maybe we've already seen this movie and it's already been done. But, yeah. I still want to go see it. I'm not going to go to the movie theater to go see
thinking, when it comes to Disney Plus,
I'll see it then.
we'll check it out then. Yeah. And hopefully be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
With how much we like it. Like Onward.
Onward.
Yeah.
Man, that movie was
If you haven't seen it, check it out.
My gosh.
Onward. Talk about Tom Holland.
He was in that one?
He was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't know
Yes,
that.
he was. I can't think of who the brother was. I want to say Chris Pratt. But I don't think so.
Oh. The older brother?
Yeah.
So was Tom Holland the little one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
It makes me want to see it again.
There we go. All right. Speaking of Tom Holland, heading back to Sony. All right. Sony sent out new versions of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse to address some isolated sound issues. So if you've seen the movie, and honestly, if you saw the first one.
If you had a sound issue, comment below.
Right. If you had sound issues.
Because we had sound issue in the very beginning.
In the very beginning part of the movie, and it was like, oh my gosh, not again. I say not again because the first Miles Morales Spider-Man movie, for us at least, there were sound issues in that one as well. And the sound issue
that's right. That's when we stopped going to that movie theater because I thought it was that movie theater.
Mm-hmm. So sorry, unnamed movie theater. But yeah, and basically the issue for us in the first one at least was the music was a lot louder than the dialogue, which I want to not just see all the beautiful things. I want to be able to hear what they're saying too. But in any case, Sony has received some complaints from, like they are saying, isolated theaters. But what they decided to do was just fix the
sound.
The sound, but fix a new version of it. Not changing anything else necessarily, but just fixing the audio, and sent that out widespread, so not just to those isolated theaters. So hey, if you heard something about the sound being not so great and that was maybe deterring you from going to the theaters, rest assured that Sony at least says that they fixed some issues and sent that new package out to theaters.
Now, did they adjust the sound for the whole thing or just for that one part at the beginning?
All they mentioned was the issue at the beginning. They didn't say what they fixed as far as we fixed just the beginning or all of it. But I will say in the theaters, when I heard the beginning part, I was concerned.
Yeah, it was only the beginning.
Yeah.
Like there were some other parts where there were like maybe some issues, but it was also just a lot happening, so I had a lot to keep up with.
And with that movie, there's so much going on that you're going to want to see it again anyway.
But yeah, definitely the beginning part was difficult to hear.
I was concerned. I was like, oh man, what's going on here? So glad they heard and glad that they are addressing it.
The Incredible Hulk, the one with Edward Norton, will be coming to Disney Plus. So Disney Plus is getting more of their Marvel cinematic universe.
Bringing that one into the fold.
The
ugly stepchild. All right. So in TV news,
I will neither agree nor disagree.
Paramount Plus is bringing Knuckles into the mix. No, not these Knuckles. Well, kind of these Knuckles, but much more formidable. Knuckles from Sonic is coming out with a TV show. So it's going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog spinoff, and Christopher Lloyd, along with other actors, are going to be making their appearances in the show,
including Kid Cudi, who's been doing the voice of. Like, I've seen his name appear quite a few places recently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have not, but a name you might also recognize is Idris Elba, who apparently played Tails. I haven't seen the movies. Maybe I should at some point. Maybe not. But it takes place between the second and upcoming third Sonic movie. And like I said, it's going to be on Paramount Plus. If you wanted, is there a trailer out? I know I didn't see one.
I haven't seen one.
But hey, follows Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus and The Penguin Max will be on hold until the writer's strike ends.
Oh, okay. The Penguin on Max.
Yes.
Not the Penguin Max.
No, the Penguin on Max. But yes, those two shows will be on hold until the writer's strike ends. I guess when you listed those things before, those were movies, not shows.
Yes.
So
Those are movies.
I guess Disney has not released new dates for their shows. But other shows, which we listed before, but other shows that have been impacted by the writer's strike is Severance, Stranger Things, and one of the Game of Thrones spinoffs. Even though I remember
That they were pushing ahead without.
that they were pushing ahead without it, but this article said that the Game of Thrones spinoff was affected by
I
it.
think there's more than one as well.
Maybe.
There's like House of Dragons and.
That's why I
There's a
said
new
one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Stranger Things I know definitely has been
Yes.
affected by it, and there's only one more season left.
So we gotta wrap this up.
So, yeah.
Let's give the writers what they want.
Yeah, those kids are getting old.
They
Those
are. They're not
adults
getting
are
any
getting
younger.
old.
They're not getting any younger, man. And Ryan Reynolds got to do his thing when he's Deadpool. He's got to be able to ad lib. All right. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds,
That wasn't one of the movies.
it's
Or that
not.
wasn't one of the
It's
shows.
not. But I'm concerned.
I'm concerned as well that they're continuing on, even though he can't ad lib.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
What are we doing?
What are we doing here, guys? Well, Ryan. Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is still doing things, not just Deadpool. Apparently, Bedtime Stories with Ryan is a thing. There's a trailer out for it. I haven't seen it. You have?
Yes, I did see it.
Awesome.
There wasn't really. It more was like a teaser,
Like a teaser
trailer
type deal?
I can't tell what's going to be happening.
I see. I can imagine.
He
that
was
with
just
Ryan
walking
Reynolds.
around in pajamas, talking about
Stuff.
stuff
And
and
things.
being sleepy and yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if you watch this before you go to bed. I don't know if it's for children. I don't know if it's for adults.
Or all of the above and below.
If
Don't
I
know.
were an adult, I would watch it first.
Well,
Decide.
absolutely. Yeah. Watch it before putting your kids in front of
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
I'm just saying. But apparently it's going to be coming on the Maximum Effort channel.
Which also sounds like it's not for children.
No. It's very Deadpool-esque. But the Maximum Effort channel on Fubo TV, which is a TV, or Fubo, which is a TV streaming service. If you're interested in it, I'm sure you can Google it. But like I said, there's a trailer for it. And it's going to launch June 20th.
Is maximum effort something he says in Deadpool?
Yes.
Oh. So I wonder if the whole thing is just Ryan Reynolds stuff.
So I imagine Maximum Effort is a
His?
Ryan Reynolds company. I would think so.
Oh.
Fubo, I'm not sure. But I would not be surprised
Well,
if...
Fubo is, not.
You sure?
Fairly sure it's not.
Because the guy he's like in charge of Chime, a banking app. So, I don't know. Ryan, he gets his hands in a lot of different things.
Can you work out
As
this
Ryan
writer strike
Reynolds
though?
And as Deadpool.
So anywho, Peacemaker season 2. What James Gunn said that he will be working on the show once he finishes up Superman Legacy, which is another show that's set to premiere July 11th, 2025. So Peacemaker season 2 isn't necessarily going to be the next project that's going to be released, especially with Superman Legacy coming out in 2025.
Right.
It's just the next thing that James Gunn is going to focus on.
I see.
Season 1 of Peacemaker was released January 13th of 2022. So with Superman Legacy not coming out until 2025, one would suspect that there's going to be a fairly large gap between the first season and the rest of the seasons.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we've never seen Peacemaker.
No.
I don't even know what it's about. I didn't know it was even part of the DCU.
I feel like it's a spin-off from the Suicide Squad, the latest Suicide Squad movie,
Okay.
which we also haven't seen.
Yeah.
But something we are familiar with.
Event news.
Yes, event news. And specifically, Universal Studios sounds like they're putting together a haunted, I won't say haunted house, but a haunted experience. I guess not haunted necessarily. Let me just get to it. The Last of Us. So you take The Last of Us, you take a haunted house type experience, mash them together, sprinkle some Universal Studios in there, and boom! Maybe you'll get what they're trying to do. Sounds interesting.
And you know that they usually, like Universal Studios usually does have Halloween Horror Nights
Right.
every year. I think this year they're adding in an experience for Last of Us.
Which I fully support because clickers and runners, like playing the game, you go into some houses and they're like haunted houses. Don't know what's going on in there, who's in there, what's roaming around.
What was that sound?
Exactly. So yeah, this could be really, really cool. Just kind of add a layer of Last of Us onto the Horror Night experience. I'm all for it.
Cool. More Last of Us, new clicker statue from Dark Horse Direct. They have a 12-inch tall statue that will go along with their, it's a clicker. It will go along with their previously released statues of Joel, Ellie, and Abby. And it's just a really cool looking statue.
Yeah.
That you will not need to edit because it isn't cool enough. It looks pretty cool already.
Make any modifications
Yeah,
to
you
it.
won't need to make any modifications to it.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And clickers are sort of like zombies, if you want to think about it that way. So back to my haunted house universal thing. Instead of zombies coming after you, you got clickers and things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, very cool.
And zombies are more like, but clickers are like, or
Echolocating. It's a weird. Right. You
Yeah.
nailed it. Yeah.
and then you can hear it coming towards you.
Exactly.
And you're just like, be still.
Filled with
Just
dread.
be still. Just be still.
Can't move because they can hear me.
And then you're like sitting there listening. Is it a clicker or is it a runner?
Two very different things. Okay.
Two very different things. Do I need to
Very
be
different
still or
things.
do I need to be
Do I need
quiet?
to run? All right. Well, Netflix is opening a restaurant. Yes, that's right. Netflix. Called Netflix Bites. And it looks like it's going to be opening in Los Angeles, June 30th. Yep. So it's described as an elevated dining experience. It's going to feature dishes and chefs from shows like
Is It Cake?
Chef's Table, Is It Cake, Iron Chef. But yeah, so not all of the, but the chefs that you see on the shows, even Nailed It. The chefs that you've seen on the shows that are judging and all that jazz,
That's cool.
they're going to be featured in there. When they said Nailed It, I was like, isn't that the... I don't know if I want to be eating at the restaurant where they're serving the Nailed It stuff, but it's the chefs.
It's the judges.
It's the judges, right.
Yeah.
The judges, right. The professional judges. But so this is from Netflix. Now for the first time, you can get a taste of the shows you know and love through this limited time pop-up restaurant.
Cool.
So it does sound really cool.
You can go there and ask, is it cake?
Right. So
I watch those shows.
I don't. I don't watch all of them. I've seen episodes of some, but I'm still excited.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's pop-up, I'm wondering if they're hoping to do it in
Other
different
cities.
cities. Yeah. Kind of test run in Los Angeles and then maybe bring it to Georgia somewhere.
Atlanta. During Dragon Con.
Oh, that would be nuts.
Nuts.
No one would get in it. Everyone would be in it and no one would be in it at the same time. It'd be crazy.
Yeah. They're not going to do that.
Don't do it during Dragon Con because I want to go.
Yeah. Marvel Comics artist John Romita.
Or if you have to, do it during Dragon Con. If you're watching this. I don't want to talk them out of it. If they're watching it.
They're not watching it.
Okay, that's true. All right, continue. Sorry.
Marvel Comics artist John Romita Sr. has died at the age of 93. He was the main art director of Marvel Comics during the 70s and the 80s, so he influenced a lot of what the comics looked like during those times. He also co-created Wolverine, the Punisher, and Mary Jane Watson. He was involved in a lot of the comics, like the X-Men. He was involved in Spider-Man for quite a bit. But yeah, just a really big force in the Marvel, but also in the comic world. His son also is a prominent comic book artist as well. And other comic book artists and also James Gunn have reached out to his family, offering condolences and stories of how they've been impacted and influenced by him, and just all that he's done. So anyway, celebrating his life, but sad to see him go.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, in gaming news, Naughty Dog, more from Last of Us. So Naughty Dog celebrates The Last of Us 10th anniversary. So no game announcements, so don't get terribly excited. But fans have shared some photos some photo mode shots from the game, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I tried to look to see what it was.
I've taken some pictures in photo mode. Actually, yeah. So I'm sure that's what it is.
Okay.
But I'm sure you can Google that, the Naughty Dog's Last of Us 10th anniversary photo mode shots to get a feel of what's circulating out there. So congrats to Naughty Dog for 10 years.
I'm
sorry, Last of Us. The Last of Us franchise for 10 years.
It was released 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Where's our new one? Cyberpunk 2077 is launching an expansion. They are also updating the game. The expansion will be Phantom Liberty and is set to come out currently at September 26th. The expansion and the updates will bring many of the changes that the game makers originally announced or originally wanted when they announced the game in 2018. So it's going to be closer to what their original vision was, which I've never played the game, but I feel like I heard that when they released it took a long time to release, and it wasn't
what was promised.
And it wasn't what anybody it didn't live up to everybody's expectation.
Had a lot of issues. Yeah, it was, a lot of bugs and felt rushed. From what I heard, once I hadn't played it either, I'm very excited about it. So I'm really excited to hear this news.
Yeah.
Please continue.
So some of the changes that they have made is they have new story content, a larger extended map, updating some game mechanics. They have a new police system. So before, I think when you committed a crime, the police would take the same amount of time to come to your scene.
Your location.
Your location. But now, depending on where you commit the crime, they'll take different amounts of time to come to your location. And also different sorts of police will come. Also, there is a new skills tree.
I like skills trees.
Yeah, they have vehicle combat. Just a lot of little things that I guess people were complaining about, or that they knew that they weren't able to do the way they wanted to, have been changed, I guess, with new technology and a little bit more time and having a little bit, maybe more finances after putting the game out and getting more money. But they did not state which of these changes, just bit my tongue. My new aligner's in, or my new tray in.
It did sound like something was off.
Did you hear it? Anyway,
oh man.
So, they did not announce which of these changes. Like, some of the changes will be in the base game, the updated version of the base game. Some of the changes will only be available on the expansion.
Mm-hmm.
They did not announce which ones will be available where, but yeah.
Changes are coming? Sounds like good changes.
September 26th.
Cool.
All right. So, movies coming out this week. June 17th through June 23rd.
Yes.
There are none.
None.
Which means that we can finally go see The Little Mermaid.
That's right. That's right, because there have been a lot of good movies that have come out.
Yeah, Transformers, The Flash. Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
We just have not been able to
squeeze in all the movies that we want to see.
I mean, unless we go more than once a week, but that just seems
come on
like...
now. We're not crazy.
It's a bit much.
All right, let's just...
Because every time we go, we eat out too, and it's like, I don't...
Heavily eat out.
I cannot...
Lots of food.
Handle that.
In my belly. Yeah. So, but we can talk about TV shows that are going to be released this week, the 17th through the 23rd.
Yes. So starting off, The Walking Dead, Dead City Season 1. That's going to be The Walking Dead, one of the many Walking Dead spinoffs. It's going to be released or having...
That was my phone. We're okay here. It wasn't a zombie trying to get in.
It's going to be having its season premiere Sunday, June 18th on AMC.
Cool. And Secret Invasions is going to be released June 21st on Disney+.
And that's going to be that movie with, not movie.
Yeah.
The show with Nick Fury. And,
Others.
Other people.
Who can you trust?
Yeah. The Penguins of Madagascar season 1 is going to come to Paramount Plus on June 21st. And there are other seasons of that show, just season 1 is going to be coming to Paramount Plus.
Okay. And Teen Titans Go season 8B is coming to Max on June 23rd.
And that does it.
Well, this has been your weekly dose of nerd news. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, let us know. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Hit the notification bell. You know what to do. This isn't your first time on YouTube. But hey, outside of that, you can check us next week, as a matter of fact, for even more nerdiness.
Yeah.
I am Chasen.
And I'm Air Bear.
Thanks for watching.
Clink.
Clink.